All right, let's get into it. Today, we're tackling a really big one, Bitcoin. Our goal here is pretty simple. We're going to cut through all the hype, all the noise, and break this thing down from complex code into a concept you can actually wrap your head around. You've probably heard both sides of the story, right? Some people call it the most important invention of our lifetime, the next internet. And then you have others who see it as just a huge speculative gamble. Well, that's exactly the tension we're here to unpack. To really get what Bitcoin is, we first have to understand the problem it was designed to solve. So let's dive right into that. Okay, if you only remember one thing from this whole thing, make it this sentence. Bitcoin is a decentralized ledger with a built-in scarcity rule. Now that word decentralized is the key. It just means no single government, no company, no person is in charge. Nobody. So here's the puzzle they were trying to solve. For decades, the big headache with digital money was the double spend problem. I mean, how do you stop someone from just copying a digital dollar file and spending it over and over again? The only answer we ever had was a trusted middleman, a bank, PayPal, you name it, to keep one central official record of who has what. And this quote just nails Bitcoin's huge innovation. It figured out a way for thousands of computers all over the world to agree on who owns what, solving that digital copy-paste problem without needing a central boss. It's a way to agree on facts when you don't have to trust anyone else in the system. Okay, so if there's no company running the show, how does this thing actually work? How does it not just fall apart? Let's pop the hood and look at the mechanics of the Bitcoin machine. Bitcoin runs on something called a blockchain. Now, the easiest way to picture it is just as a giant public spreadsheet. That's it. Every single transaction is just a new row. The cool part? Everyone in the world can see this spreadsheet. But, and this is the most important bit, nobody can secretly go back and change the old rows. So here's the play-by-play. First, transactions get broadcast out to the whole network. Then they get collected together into a block. After that, these super powerful computers called miners all race each other to solve a really hard puzzle to secure that block. The first one to solve it wins, and their block gets cryptographically changed to the last one, creating this permanent, unchangeable chain of history. So the whole point is that the blockchain becomes this public record of every single ownership change ever. And the way it's built makes it insanely difficult and expensive to mess with. That's where all the security comes from. Which leads to the big question, right? Who's actually in charge? And the answer is kind of weird. It's no one, and it's everyone. See, there are thousands of computers all over the world. We call them nodes, and they all run the Bitcoin software. They each have a full copy of that spreadsheet, and they all work together to make sure everyone is playing by the same rules. This really gets to the heart of Bitcoin's philosophy. The system doesn't rely on us trusting the people running it. Nope, it works because it's designed to be outrageously expensive in electricity and computing power for anyone to even try to cheat. The security is based on pure economic cost. Okay, so we've covered the how, but why does any of this have value? I mean, it's just code, right? To answer that, we have to look at the most important rules baked right into the system itself. Let's talk about the rules of scarcity. This is the magic number, 21 million. That's it. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin created. Period. And this isn't some policy that can be changed by a CEO or a government. It's written into the code that everyone on the network voluntarily runs. And this is why you always hear that term, digital gold. It's because of this predictable, absolute scarcity. Unlike regular currencies, which can be printed whenever a government decides to, Bitcoin has a hard, finite supply. Everyone knows the exact number. So when you own Bitcoin, what are you actually holding? It's not a file on your computer. What you have is a private key. Think of it as the ultimate password. It's the one thing that proves you own the Bitcoin on that public spreadsheet and gives you the power to spend it. This is such a critical idea to get. The real asset here isn't an account you have somewhere or an app on your phone. The real asset is control over that key. If you control the key, you control the Bitcoin. If someone else gets your key, well, they control your Bitcoin. It's that simple. All right, let's bring all this theory back down to earth. What does this all mean in the real world? Let's talk about the power this system has, the dangers, and of course, that roller coaster of a price. You could really sum up the entire story of Bitcoin with this one idea. All of its power comes from the fact that there's no middleman. And all of its scariness, all of its risks, come from that exact same fact. It's a two-sided coin. On one side, you've got the power. It's a global asset, it's really hard for anyone to censor, and literally anyone with an internet connection can use it. But on the other side, you've got the peril. The price swings are wild. Transactions are final. If you send it to the wrong person, it's gone for good. And you have to face the huge responsibility of being your own bank.
So when people ask, what backs Bitcoin? The answer is its own features. Its value comes from that hard-coded scarcity, from the fact that you can send it anywhere in the world in minutes, that you can divide it into tiny pieces, that it can't rust or decay, and that the network itself verifies everything so you know it's real.
But you have to be honest about the risks. Most people who lose money don't lose it because the Bitcoin network broke. They lose it because of things happening around the network, like leaving their Bitcoin on an exchange that gets hacked, or falling for a scam, or just simple human error, like losing your keys. And of course, there's always the market risk. The price can drop, and drop a lot. And that brings us full circle. The entire system is designed to give you, the individual, total control over your money without any third party getting in the way. So the ultimate question Bitcoin asks every single person is a personal one. Are you truly ready for that level of responsibility?